Mm-hmm.
She met Jennifer, and there are a series of letters where she and Jennifer basically are, sending letters back and forth to each other.
You only see Jennifer set in the gingerbread house sequence,
yes.
though.
So we see that both of them, they refer to each other as a prince and princess, and she didn't know her as a girl at first until she finally learned her name was Jennifer, so she knew she was a girl. And it basically went as Jennifer and Wendy had a bond, like, a sisterly, well, maybe not sisterly bond, but like a princess and a prince bond. Because this is why the whole lesbianism theme comes in, because they're like, oh, they love each other, as in females loving each other. No, that's probably not it. There's a female bond, yes, but
it's probably
it was,
not quite
so
that
close
deep.
that they were best friends. It's kind of like a best friend bond.
Yeah, like they use the word love, but I don't think they actually mean it as love.
No, they mean it as love, but they don't mean it in the kind of love everybody interprets it as.
Yeah,
because,
it's not a sexual
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, because you love your family. You love your friends. You don't just like your friends. You love your friends.
Yeah.
It's just a different kind of love than, say, you love your boyfriend.
Or you love your girlfriend. So.
Yeah, whatever the case may be.
Exactly. So, anyway. Then you have the whole,
Jennifer
she
finds
saved,
Brown.
Yeah, they go off to the orphanage. This is where, forget what the storybook's called. It's the very end. It's January storybook. What is it called?
Once Upon a Time?
Once Upon a Time. Is that, yeah, it's actually Once Upon a, it kind of breaks at time, so, and it's only just pictures. There's no text in it, so, it's just basically two girls are sitting in a chair, and they're both tied to the chairs, and they're like holding hands. That's basically how Jennifer and Wendy were. They were tied to chairs because,
Well, wait, you missed one part of that book. One of the girls tied the other to the chair, and then the girl that tied the other to the chair tied herself to the chair next to her.
Okay. So you want to get all technical about it.
That just asserts the theory more. The one girl to the chair is Wendy, and then Wendy ties herself to the chair.
Yeah. Basically. And, that shows their connection, their bond. They wanted to stay to each other forever. They wanted to be with each other forever. They wanted to be best friends forever, basically.
However, Wendy took it so far that essentially Jennifer couldn't be with anyone else.
Exactly.
The symbolism in her tying Jennifer to the chair. Mm-hmm. Because no one else can be there with her.
But going through the rest of the pages, you have there's a little dog.
Mm-hmm.
And the girl that was tied to the chair, meaning Jennifer, she's struggling to get out of the chair. And she falls over and the ropes are gone because, she gets out. She finally gets out of the chair. And she's with the dog. So, that's like a vague representation of what the book is. I don't remember exactly what's going on in the book, but it's a vague representation. And that's basically what happens, is that Wendy loses Jennifer to Brown because she falls in love Jennifer falls in love with Brown. And it's, again, I think they would think that bestiality comes in here, and I was like, no.
It's love.
It's the best friend
love.
You love your animals.
You don't deny it. You love your pets. You all do.
I do love my pets.
I love my doggies outside. I love them to death.
I mean, whenever she found Brown, basically it's like a little girl picking up a puppy, and the puppy licks her face, and she's like, oh my god, I love you forever! So that's basically what happened. So she was like, oh, he's so cute. And then whenever she tries to introduce Brown to Wendy, Wendy's like, take that filthy thing away from us and come back inside and be with me. That's basically how she reacts.
Mm-hmm.
So...
And from there, it just progresses worse and worse and worse. Till basically, Wendy believes strongly that Jennifer doesn't want anything to do with her anymore.
Exactly.
Which was not the case. Sorry.
What happens is, whenever she goes to visit Brown in January, whenever she goes to visit Brown once more, that's whenever Wendy snaps.
Mm-hmm.
Wendy snaps, and she figures, if I can't have Jennifer, nobody will. Not even that dog. So what she does is she starts doing the rule of Rose. She tells all the kids about Stray Dog. And she actually gets Stray Dog. She starts training him. This is why Martha has notes where she says, I've seen Wendy, one of our little girls, with Mr. Wilson or whatever. I think it's Gregory Wilson.
Yeah, it's Gregory Wilson.
With Mr. Wilson, and he is on all fours, and he has like a collar around his neck. That's basically what happened, is that she dressed up as Joshua to get Gregory to be her stray dog.
Oh, jeez, I missed a lot.
Yeah.
I totally didn't read those notes either.
So, this starts the point where Wendy's starting to crack slowly. Like, she's cracking like a glass window. But slowly, not like really fast, like slow. And, basically, everything in the events of the game are what leads up to her finally letting loose Gregory upon every other child, even herself. Because whenever she takes off that wig, is whenever Gregory saw her for what she truly was, and he was angry.
And, mind you, he saw her for what she truly was, that being not Joshua.
Exactly.
And another point to point out here is Brown is dead, guys.
Oh, Brown is his own little separate
Yeah,
option.
we're gonna...
Yeah.
But we're gonna go on ahead and say this. Brown is dead. He did not come back. There you go.
I'll tell you what all I believe to be developer. The airship, being on the airship for however much percent, like 80% of the game, that's developer. Because they probably felt that mansions were overused. Mm-hmm. Another thing that was developer was probably the whole storyline for the most. Well, not the whole storyline, but the whole progressing from point A to point B. Like, point A being the beginning of the game, point B being the end. That was all storyline. Or, not storyline. Developer. And the very final boss, actually any boss in that game was developer. That was all made up, most likely. They just needed bosses for the game, probably.
I agree.
I don't believe that she ever fought. I don't believe, all of the imp things were her imagination.
Yeah, but no, she even says that.
Yeah, she even says that in game, that was her imagination. Like, but whenever she comes to fight, Dr. Hoffman, that's
She would have never fought Dr. Hoffman.
Yeah, she couldn't have fought Dr. Hoffman, because remember, she was like 8 years old whenever this happened.
Yeah, she was terrified of him.
Yeah, she was afraid of him, yes, and that's probably why they decided to put that in there as a boss fight.
The mermaid thing is kind of up in the air.
Mermaid, we can't exactly explain.
The goats, again, up in the air. The goats go hand in hand with the imp thing. It was all part of her imagination, essentially.
Yeah. And then whenever you get to Gregory, that's whenever... She never fought Gregory. There's no way she could have fought Gregory.
Gregory was a big, strong, 35-year-old man, I want to guess.
There's no way an 8-year-old could fight her, even if she did have Brown. And Brown at that point was dead in the storyline.
Yeah, he was, and even if he wasn't dead, he was a puppy.
Yeah.
He was a little itty-bitty puppy.
Because our chapter, whenever you finish the game, the good ending, and you get January, and you hit January, that's like a few months after she was found by Wendy. That's probably not even a few months. That's probably December of the last year. Wasn't it?
I thought she was found, in June when, Gingerbread House took place.
No, she was found at the beginning of that year because she lived there.